My name is Rhapsody and welcome back to Cryptmaster. In the last episode we managed to unlock all of the abilities for Joro and Sin that are available in this area. However, Maz and Nyx both have one ability left. We know that ability for both Maz and Nyx does not have a W or a D in it. We know it also doesn't have a C, an I, or an N, as a result of finding a coin and a sword earlier. And that's where we're at.
I think that's Agda over there to the right. Don't tell her I'm here. We don't get along.
First thing I'm going to do is inform. Oh. Seems like Agda's singing, perhaps? Ah.
Welcome, travelers. Approach, approach.
Welcome, travelers, approach. Approach, she says. I'm gonna fight over here first. Hit. Yell to refresh. Then hit. Then let's jab. And then... Oh! I was gonna zap as well. T, O, and R have dropped. So I know I don't want R, because that was in sword. Let's take T. And I don't want O, because that was in sword and coin. Perhaps Maz has the spell Jostle? Jostle? It is, yes, it just deals 1 damage. Okay.
Oh, look. That's the same symbol as the one on the altar. Maybe we have to deal with Agda.
Seems like it because I'm not being given a prompt to push through this one. Alright, Agda. What's up? Ooh, chest over there? I'll check that early, just to see if I can get Nyx. Because shit, like, as far as I'm aware, Nyx just has one more thing to unlock in this area.
What's this flimsy thing?
Flimsy?
What are we going to do with it?
It's flimsy. Immediately I'm in mind of paper. We've seen a book earlier, so like a scroll, but not many of those words are 3 letters. There was a rat in one of these. So, what bug? Perhaps? Bug? Maybe? Bug? Is it bug? Is it bug? Look at bug.
It's a thin sheet of paper, covered on one side with little drawings and snippets of writing. What will we do with it?
It's a thin snippet of paper, just covered on one side with drawings. It's not a page. That's too many letters, unfortunately. A thin strip of writing. It's not a scrap. Is it an ode? O-D-E? It's not a prayer. Okay, so if it's a thin scrap of paper, can you read it?
It seems to have lots of names written on it in different places, along with lots of squiggles. What should we do with it?
It has names and squiggles on this piece of paper. A report, an itinerary, a staffing list, a roster. All of these are way too long. I don't even know how I would get any additional information out of asking for clarifications on things, because, like, if he's not going to give me any more information with read, I can't imagine interpret is going to get us much further. It's flimsy, it's paper, it's drawn on one side. Names? And lines. Names and lines. That makes me think it's a bracket of some kind. Names and lines. What verb would you be able to get more information with? Process? Could you gamble? Could you intuit? Could you perceive? Could you show? Could I just ask you to show it to me? I might be able to tell you what it is. It's not a slip. I don't know a paper-related word that has 3 letters in it. Remember about it.
I'm sure I've looked at one of these before.
Oh, it's a map!
But not for some time. They were useful when traveling, I think.
Yeah, useful when traveling.
Now
That's the clincher. I'm so glad I asked. Map.
Aha, yes, a map.
Ooh. A has unlocked 2. Both the opening and closing of the 4-letter word for Nyx, which makes me think aura? Yes, aura. Nyx will heal 1 letter of her name and divert enemy attacks to one of her allies. Inspect the statue.
Welcome, friends, to the altar of purity. Leave your troubles behind and step for a moment into the bliss of my ardent but entirely platonic embrace. Soothe yourselves in the... oh, wait. This isn't right. You're not even alive, are you? I don't mean to be rude, but this altar is dedicated to Shallya, the goddess of life, which means it's for the living only. So, don't come any closer, please. Thank you.
She's right that a healing altar like this won't ordinarily work for you. But perhaps if you were to desecrate it somehow, what will you do?
To destroy Agda's altar. Oh, God. I know what immediately came to mind for me. Fine.
Yes, give it a good soaking.
In the name of all that is pure and peaceful, I'll rip your bony head off!
Yeah, that's one way of desecrating someone.
Feel your power grow. You should desecrate these altars wherever you find them to restore your strength.
To restore your strength, but outside of a bite, we can just heal already. So what does it mean that it helps us? Oh, okay, so at the very least it acts as a statue save point right now. Got that. Once, this must have been a place of some importance. I imagine so, what with the altar down here. I feel like I'm hearing expired characters the entire time. And yes, this is opened. Excellent. Let's move on. Looks like a fair abyss out there. Alright, buddy. I can try and sneak past you, I suppose. But I'm not gonna. Oh. Shield blocks any B letters. Hit. Yell. Murder. Soothe. Oh, no. Zap. Hit. I'm waiting for cooldown. Maz. Let's, and then guard. Go for a jab. No, of course that's not gonna work. Murder and zap. Got him. Skroxel has dropped S, K, R, O, X, and L. None of these work for us, so I'm gonna take the O. Boom. Before typing as many times as I am required in order to get everyone back to full HP, and that'll do. Whoa, hang on. Yeah, I guess there's no additional loot. But it did say enter to loot, so I gotta keep that in mind, that at some other time there might be a good idea. Spectral shapes swirl aimlessly in the void. It's my goal to only ever swirl with direct and clear purpose. Could not be me. The air swirls with eccentric energy. Oh, is that the ice stone we're looking for? I mean, I'm gonna check the corner of the map first. Fair enough, and then I'll go on the beaten path.
The Soul Stone, the source of my dark power. Isn't it lovely? Or would you like to touch it?
Yeah, why not? Let me give that a bad boy a fondle. Fondle.
Good, because you're going to.
Oh, don't like it when you say it.
See, if we're going to the surface, which we are, I'll need you to carry this for me, because I don't have a physical body.
Same.
You didn't think I wanted you for your brains, did you? Now, will you pick it up?
Again, I imagine spurn is probably not... spurn?
Blah, blah, blah. I didn't resurrect you for your conversation.
That's a shame.
Come back when you've got a proper answer for me.
It is the best thing I have going for me. Let's try that again.
Well, are you ready to pick up the Soul Stone?
Hoist.
Blah, blah,
Oh, come on! That
I
says
didn't
it's pick it up.
resurrect
It's
you
literally the
for
word to pick up.
conversation. Come back when you've got a proper answer for me.
All right. I'm gonna try and stop playing around the edges here. I was gonna try carry, yoink, that. Let's try yoink. I'm still trying yoink.
Okay. Are you ready to take it now?
Yoink. I almost yoinked it.
Splendid.
Yeah, yoink works.
Now we are bound together for all eternity. Nor until you die again, whichever comes first.
I'm so glad I stayed to try yoink. Okay, so it does look like a dodecahedron, right? So 20-sided die. Wait, that's not dodecahedron, that's like duodecahedron or something? Whatever, 20-sided die. It's got 20 on it at the moment. It's representing maybe the Soul Stone. It glitters with mischief, that's all we've been told. Fair enough. Maybe it's representing some sort of a resource at the moment that we're not familiar with. Let's also see the other skills. Guard for Joro. If you went too long without being hit, Joro would start to feel unappreciated. And Maz, Soothe, and then Jostle have both been unlocked since last time we read these. Soothe. Maz's singing was said to be so soothing that it could quieten even the fiercest beasts. The sausages he hid up his sleeve probably helped too. Maz was more of a lover than a fighter, but he could kick an unruly audience member in the shin without missing a beat. And that's the jostling, and then Nyx. Crabs. Summons 2 deadly crabs that deal 1 damage each if hit. The deep ones gave Nyx the power to open portals through which any creatures of the ocean could be drawn. Crabs were an easy one, with the added bonus that they could be summoned straight into a cooking pot. And Aura. Nyx will heal one letter of her name and then divert enemy attacks to one of her allies. Nyx's acolytes were in awe of her mysterious charisma and her glowing complexion. How did she stay so youthful? Best not to ask. Alright, buddy. Let's head back to the Soulstone door.
Now,
Bugs
the
not
Soul Stone needs souls to feed it. Outside of my crypt, we'll need to keep it charged with the vitality of living creatures to sustain ourselves. Why don't you look on the walls and see if you can scrape up any bugs to start us off?
Got it. Okay, so it does represent a resource, and that resource is our casting potential, and our casting potential is limited by bugs. So I was right. We will have to collect the bugs at some point in time. I can hear one. Oh, there it is. Oh, and I can still do it from here. Great. Rip fly. All right. Well, I am going to go back to the very start and collect all of them because, this is how I do video games. Love bug. I just gotta keep an ear out for them. Hogwing. And it shouldn't be too hard. Let's just quickly save. I'm gonna keep all the progress I've made, thank you. Wait, hang on. If I got 677, oh yeah, that's 20 extra. Okay, I was wondering how I got to 40, just in case maybe saving just immediately got me 40. So enemies have respawned. Interesting. Tin wing. I don't really want to fight them because I can't imagine getting any benefit from them. X-Bug. Yeah, that's a fog fly. Yeah, I can only imagine that I'd be spending resources on them without gaining anything. Jugwing. Classic Jugwing. Okay. Fly. Ooh, I'm getting chock-a-block of these souls. Rip fly. I almost wonder if these will be used as a currency soon as well. Which would really help justify all the time I'm spending on Scuttler.
Hold, travelers. No dead may pass. Are you dead?
I'm gonna live.
You could be lying to me. If you are really alive, then tell me, what was the last piece of fruit you ate?
Rotten Granadillo.
That is not an acceptable piece of fruit. You may not pass.
It's just a pomegranate.
Curses. His questions are fiendishly difficult. Try to remember.
Try to remember. What was it like being alive, eating fruit?
Hold, travelers. No dead may pass. Are you dead?
No, sir. Nope.
You could be lying to me.
Gotta be one word.
If you are really alive, then tell me, what was the last piece of fruit you ate?
Last piece of fruit I ate. You know what? Let's actually answer for myself. Last piece of fruit I ate was a banana.
A banana. I can see the appeal in that. Ho ho ho. But I have one more question. If you are truly a living person, this should be an easy one. Tell me, how would you describe the sun?
I'm gonna say it's warm. That bad boy hot.
Yes, it is in fact very hot. You are indeed one of the living.
Classic living situation.
May pass.
I know a single fruit, and the sun is warm.
Stupid eye stone. It thinks it's so clever.
All right, let's get these remaining bugs. That's a gem wing. Oh, okay. Great. I was really hoping the game was going to limit me going back at some point, because otherwise I was going to go all the way back and get all of the bugs. But now I have all of the bugs. And it's totaled up to just over 100. Great. I'm assuming the bugs don't respawn. They're a non-renewable resource. Okay, I feel like that's pretty confirmed. I need to get the ground rules down before I continue moving forwards, you see. That's not a worm. I've seen worms in my time, and they are seldom beetles. Not ruling out the possibility, to be fair. Climb. How do I feel about climbing at the moment? Quite positive, because the rest of the room seems completely empty. Climb!
Well, now you've shaken the worms out of your old carcasses, the real fun can begin. You see, the Soul Stone has been growing in power lately. That's how I was able to resurrect the four of you. And not only that, but it seems to be drawn to the surface. You'd like to go to the surface, wouldn't you?
I imagine Emerge is not going to get a response here. Emerge?
Oh, why do I even bother asking you anything? Trust me, you will like the surface. We've been kept in the dark for a very long time. Whatever is up there now has forgotten us entirely. I've heard rumors of a thriving city far above our heads, full of delicious life, ripe for the attention of a seasoned necromancer. What's the first thing you're going to do when we get there?
Probably go to a little patisserie, see if I can find some snacks, perhaps. It's been a while. Maybe an orchard, so I could have something other than a banana. It's not a fruit, that's an herb. Maybe Go to the doctor. Get a couple of my bones checked out. I imagine they're probably a little worse for wear, what, they're being dead and all. Go to a priest. Inform them about your plans as a necromancer to try and take over the city. Any of these kinds of things. None of them simplify down into a single word, as well as perhaps rest.
Oh, you're so predictable. Look, I wrote down the answer I knew you were going to give.
Of course you did.
Now, the higher we get, the more your memories will begin to return. As well as remembering useful things you can do, you'll also begin to remember people and scenes from those distant days when you were alive and didn't look like table scraps. That will be fun, won't it? Ooh, we're almost there.
Chapter 2, Bone Houses. Okay, I don't have to type bone houses. Oh, I want to just try and type some more verbs here. Spell.
Do what? Spell?
Cast. Lunge.
Lunge? You're not making any
Leap.
sense. No,
Jump.
don't do that. No, don't do that unless I tell you to. You'll ruin your knees.
I see. None of those worked. Gonna leave that one then. There is nothing behind you except the well. And then of course, the bone house to continue progressing in towards. Let me very quickly see if there's any.
We seem to be approaching the bone houses. I've heard of this place. They're not as select as my crypt, you know. Paupers' graves, just a mess of old bones and rats.
Having been given our introduction here, now to Chapter 2. It is my solemn duty to say that my name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Cryptmaster. The top left is the series playlist for all my content on the game past, present, and future. YouTube recommendations down below. Streaming past are the names of the people so generously supporting the Republic on patreon.com/RhapsodyPlays at or above the thank tier. And a special thanks this episode to Cold Heart. Hopefully you all have been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you all next time.